to address us and present Summer Undong and its considerable contribution to Korea's rapid development and Korea's desire to share. Thank you, Madam President.
Your Excellencies, President Kagame of Rwanda, President Chumali of Laos, President Sang of Vietnam, President Humala of Peru, Secretary General Ban, Secretary General Korea, Madam Clark, Mr. Mohildin, ladies and gentlemen, let me say how gratifying it is to see this event take place. For in our pursuit of a 21st century paradigm for rural development, we are drawing inspiration from Korea's Semaul Undong. My thanks go to the OECD and UNDP. In partnership with the Korean government, they've been endeavoring to make the Semaul Undong more applicable around the world. May this day set a milestone in scaling up our rural development model into a shared resource for all. Fellow leaders, ladies and gentlemen, the Semaul Undong is a development strategy that has not only helped to lift Korea up, but also transformed our national ethos. Half a century ago, Korea's per capita GDP stood below $100. We were among the poorest countries in the world. And yet, fired by a desire for a better life, the whole nation rallied together to climb out of poverty. And we did so in the spirit of diligence, self-help, and cooperation that animated the Semaul Undong. As a result, Korea managed to both industrialize and democratize within 5 decades. We rose to become one of the top 15 economies in the world. We became the first former aid recipient to join the ranks of official donors. I watched my late father, who was president at the time, push the Semaul Undong forward. And as I did so, I was able to learn firsthand the recipes for success and the multipliers that helped change the people and transform the nation. The first ingredient of success was the incentive scheme and competition. In the first year of the Semaul Undong, the government gave out equal amounts of cement to some 33,000 villages across the country. They were told, you are free to use the cement as you see fit, as long as they are used for collective projects. Some villages would apply their labor, their capital, their land, and use the cement for public projects that served local needs. Others would have little to show for it. The following year, new supplies were dispensed, but only to the 1,700 or so villages that had put the cement to good use. Farmers whose energy had been sapped by long-standing poverty began to compete and rally together to win more supplies. This would eventually unleash a tidal wave of modernization across rural Korea. The second formula is trust-based leadership at the national level. the nation's leader uprooted corruption from the bureaucracy. People then began to place their trust in the state. With integrity and drive, he kept political populism at bay. He devoted himself to making sure both rural and urban areas prospered in harmony. The vision and determination of the leader struck a deep chord with the people, enabling the Semaul Undong to achieve maximum synergy. The third is the voluntary and proactive engagement of the people. Having seen how the can-do spirit can lead to new realities, the people themselves stepped up to become the agents of change. The government put in place systematic programs to nurture Semaul Undong champions. These people went on to spearhead change, inducing willing participation from their communities. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Korea has been working hard to share proven approaches and know-how with developing countries. We have been promoting the Semaul Undong as a practical model for rural development, one that might help developing partners avoid the poverty trap. And these efforts did bring results. But we are, in my view, at a point where the model needs to be better tailored to the differing contexts of other countries. Indeed, elements of the Semaul Undong should be modified into principles and actions that are broadly applicable. The Semaul Undong's features and modalities also need to be updated. Doing so would enable the program to better support developing countries as they deal with complex rural challenges and pursue the shared goal of ending poverty and achieving sustainable development. This is why I welcome the initiative of the OECD and the UNDP to draw on the Semaul experience in crafting a new rural development paradigm and an inclusive and sustainable new communities model. Even to this day, the Semaul Undong in Korea is still a work in progress. In fact, it continues to make strides as a communal movement that values sharing, serving, and caring, and aim to tackle the challenge of rapid urbanization. As both a creative and cultural campaign to strengthen local grassroots capacity, and as a global movement that furthers the cause of happiness in our planet. By adapting to the distinct needs of countries and to the changing times, the Semaul Undong can become a strategy for rural development globally and for progress nationally. I very much hope to see a development paradigm inspired by the Semaul Undong help end poverty in our world and make development sustainable. To this end, the Republic of Korea stands ready to work with developing countries and international bodies like the UN, the OECD, and the World Bank. May wide-ranging discussions on pathways for concrete action emerge from today's gathering. Thank you.